that whatever bliss she should have in this life would not be marital. But now spring has come on, and she's been talking to this man online who's not bad. She she got a picture of him. It was taken in poor light, and his name is Howard. He's 65, a little older than what she was looking for. He's a custodian at a school. He has two children, one of whom still lives with him, and she just isn't sure what to do. He likes to travel, though mainly to Las Vegas, but he's willing to go to other places. She says, I just don't know what to do. She said, well, do what your heart tells you to do, says Dorothy. What does her heart tell her to do? She had one phone conversation with him, and he sounded kind of wheezy to her. She's not sure if she should pursue this, but spring is coming, and even money says that she will. Spring is coming, and that means that we have influenza in our town, which has gotten worse and worse, especially up at the grade school and the high school too, for that matter. Kids just getting sick. A lot of throwing up going on in the school, and a kid throws up in the hall, in between classes, and people walk in it and they track it all over the school, and pretty soon the whole school has this kind of acrid odor of stomach acids. And of course, the inspiration is contagious, and once you smell it, then you kind of feel your own inwards churning a little bit. You go down to the lunchroom, and there's the chow mein, and it just kind of sets you off a little bit, and then you hear somebody retching, and one thing leads to another. I was so terrified of throwing up in front of other people when I was your age, when I was young and sensitive, that it just changed my life. You see, I never had thrown up in front of anybody. Nobody had ever seen me do it. And lack of experience made this even more terrifying to me, if you know what I mean. I was petrified by the thought that I might just suddenly do it, like now, like right now. And it would just all come out of me, and everybody would sit away in disgust. And I just stayed indoors all of the time. Toilet. I didn't go in for sports or anything. I just stayed right close to the toilets. What made me a writer really was the fear of throwing up in front of other people. I dated a woman a few years back who threw up in the back seat of a taxi cab, and she did it with such elegance and such nonchalance. We had been shopping at Barnes & Noble, and she had the book bag there, and she just started to retch, and then she reached for the plastic bag, and she threw up in the plastic bag, and she said, well, I guess I won't be reading those books. It was such a wonderful evening, and it was so amazing to see somebody handle this with such grace in the back seat of a taxi cab. She just folded it up and put it away, and she threw it in a trash barrel as if it meant nothing. It was a beautiful night in New York. It just rained all afternoon. There were puddles there in the street. It felt like the Gene Kelly movie, in the scene where he's dancing in the puddles. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again. I felt that way when we got out of the taxi cab and we walked up to the brownstone where she lived, and she turned to kiss me, and I moved to kiss her, and then I sort of held back a little bit. She said, embrace differences. Really, it's life. It's just life. Life is good. Life is good. And she kissed me with her open mouth. It was kind of a sweet, sour taste, like sort of like Greek yogurt in a way. But it was a visceral thing, and it had given her visceral feelings. You see, she said, you want to come up to my apartment? I said, well, I don't know. I mean, I could, but I don't know. It's sort of late. She said, a man who doesn't know what he wants is not a man I'm interested in. I'm sorry, I said. I'm so sorry. A man who apologizes is nobody I'm interested in, she said. She turned She gave me a little shove, just a little shove, and she went up the stairs. She closed her door in kind of a definitive way and disappeared. And right away